Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sound Lodge Podcast, also known as the Lodge Podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you.
World. Welcome,
Episode
world.
number
29.
Yeah.
Bang! I got it, guys. I got it. I've been taking 6th grade math, and I think it's helping me out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Been doing math on Duolingo.
Yeah, because the high 20s are just a little difficult. It's like, because I know 24, 25, 26. And then last week I learned 27. So
It starts to get a little complicated.
Yeah, man.
Once you get up there.
Yeah.
It's understandable. But yeah, here we are back once more. We missed a week, but we've been super busy.
Dude, we've been so busy doing so many productive things.
Yeah, doing so many things of different natures and different varieties.
We produced an album for Justin Bieber recently.
Yeah, true. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was just like not even a big deal.
Yeah, that was just kind of a normal. Yeah, but we had him come over to the crib.
Yeah.
Chilled a little bit.
Only took like a couple days. Wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Haley came over. I'm pretty chill with Haley too. So
yeah.
My mom's really good friends with Haley. So
First name basis kind of thing. Yeah.
I dapped her up.
Yeah.
But I usually do that, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it because it's like a big deal or anything. I'm just saying it's just so that you know, because it's probably a big deal to you.
Yeah.
But not to me.
I kissed Justin too.
Yeah.
But that's just like a homie thing that we do.
Yeah, it's just like a both sides of the cheek kind of thing.
No.
Oh.
It's kind of right down the middle, actually.
Make out, right? Yeah. Right down the middle a few different times.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, that's what we do because we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But other than the new Justin album...
We got to address the elephant in the room.
There's not an elephant in here. That's when we give them a little time to laugh.
Yeah, that's peak comedy
Give
right
them
there,
a little
actually.
bit. They're still laughing. They can't hear what we're saying right now.
They're like, dude, that's so funny. That's such a funny joke because there's not actually an elephant.
Elephant in the room.
An elephant wouldn't fit in the room.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely ridiculous to even say that.
Elephant in the room, though. I'm talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Is that the elephant?
No. I wanted to see what you would say.
Yeah, because there's a few things.
There's a few elephants. The first elephant is that I'm sitting way forward. I'm very postured today because I broke your chair yesterday.
That's gonna be on camera on the new. That's a full crack right there.
Yeah, it's a massive crack.
That's a full crack.
Yeah, sorry for breaking your chair.
No, dude. Sorry for making you sit in that chair for every episode. Hold up, let me film.
I'm too thick for this chair, as you can see.
That's a full crack.
Yeah. Oh, I know a thing or two about full crack.
Yeah.
And that's full crack.
That's full crack right there.
So yeah, that's why.
So it's not really a chair; it's more of a stool. Yeah, and you're using the desk as the chair. It's basically
a stool. Yeah. And if I want to lean back, the desk keeps me propped upright, which is nice. It's a good feature of having the desk back here. So yeah, sitting way forward. Another elephant in the room. Podcast people. Yeah, it looks like we're on a real podcast now. This is all green screen. It's just a set. But now it looks even more like a real podcast because we got these.
Yeah, so this is a 7B, man.
Yeah.
Been trying to get my hands on a 7B for a while. And
how does it feel?
I finally got one. I feel like I'm feeling a little Huberman-esque, a little Rogan-esque, a little
Lex Friedman-esque.
A little Friedman, a little Vaughn-esque with this thing.
Yeah. Basically everybody uses these.
Yeah. I mean, this is I can't really think of like a higher end podcast microphone.
Yeah, that's like the podcast microphone.
Yeah. But I haven't really recorded vocals with it yet. So I'm excited to try that out.
Totally.
Yeah, snagged this in Dallas, which I can get into that later too, but snagged it for $200. But it came with this interface, the Volt 2, which is a universal audio interface, which my favorite interface I've always wanted is an Apollo, but that thing's super expensive. So it's pretty cool to have this, but I'm immediately selling this, trying to flip it for $150. And then this mic would only be $50. Yeah. With that arm too. That's a really nice arm.
That is a nice arm.
So I know a thing or two about nice arms as well. I could flex if I wanted to, but I won't.
I won't do that to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't be able to focus for the rest of the video.
Yeah, you'd probably crash the vehicle.
Do you think you're going to keep that other arm that you have? Well, you have like 7 there, but
which arm are you talking about?
It's just like a fucking claw hand.
It's an octopus
stool thing. Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Do you think you'll sell the any of the other ones now that you have that one, or you just? Because I feel like you should definitely keep that.
Yeah, the thing about buying things on Facebook Marketplace is, you buy it and you're like, I'm going to sell this, and then
this is actually cool.
This is actually pretty cool.
I think I'll keep it.
Yeah, because I've having that little pencil condenser with that arm is nice.
Definitely.
Because I can record acoustic with it. And then having this and that new arm is pretty cool. And then that light on that one.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think you need another arm.
Who knows?
Maybe a couple more.
Yeah. Maybe one of the Slodgers could chop off one of their arms, bio-freeze it, bio-chamber themselves.
Yeah,
or
like
just
Walt
the arm.
Disney.
And then I'd like send them a picture of like how I want the arm to be positioned. And then they could, so shoulder down, chop it off, send it through. I might use it, might not, but if you want to, it's more of a first come, first serve basis, so just go ahead and send that arm through.
Do you think if you were Walt Disney, you got frozen into cryosleep, what period of time would you want to wake up in? Because I think if they woke me up right now, I'd be kind of fucking pissed. I'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah, I think I would say start of 2020.
Really? Just to like see everything unfold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just see hell break loose in the world.
Disney be like, dude, freeze me again. Please put me back, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because, the thing is, some people are saying AI is going to take over within like 50 years. Which AI's sneaking behind the news. Like, there's some crazy advances.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people, I don't even really know what's going on. But Wes is pretty tapped into AI. And, it's nice, dude. I usually don't use it. I found myself using ChatGPT a lot more. And apparently ChatGPT is like not the best version of like a chatbot.
Yeah, totally not.
But it's helping me a lot on a few things.
How to talk to girls. I use it for that.
Yeah, how to make music. I type that in a lot. I say write me a song about heartbreak. And I usually sometimes I don't use it word for word. I might change up like 3 or 4 words. So it is my song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same.
You broke my heart, and now I'm shooting like a dart.
Yeah. I'm in a store and I'm singing. Yeah, ChatGPT, I don't really use it for much. Every once in a while, I will ask it like a very niche specific question that like I just can't get from Google. Or if I need kind of more like a guided thing. I haven't tried it for this, but I was thinking about, let's say I have a piece of music gear that I want to fix. I just describe like everything that's wrong with it, and then it gives me like possible solutions for things I could try. That's what because I have a few things that I want to try to fix up, and I want to try it for that to see if that actually works well. And if that does work well, then I'm like, okay, that's a good use for AI. But yeah, I'm not a really big AI fan in general for many things.
Yeah.
I feel like I would just rather do it like myself. And even Google is like, to some people probably like cheating. They're like, you need to learn how to do it for real. Don't Google it.
Well, Google's now AI. Like, the top answers are usually AI, which they're never good answers.
No, it's so bad. It's like, what's so funny about it is that it literally just takes the top like 10 articles and condenses them into a summary of what they're like saying, which is pretty funny because the way that Google works already is it shows you the things that it wants you to see when you make a Google search. Because if you use other browsers, more like neutral browsers, you'll search something and your results will be totally different. Whereas on Google, it's kind of catered towards the direction they want to steer you in. Yeah. And the AI feature is a perfect way to just like don't scroll to like page 10 or 11. Yeah. Keep it right here. This is totally fine. So yeah. Guys, you're being brainwashed. They're brainwashing you.
Guys.
If we need to spell it out for you, you're being brainwashed.
If you're listening to a podcast right now, turn it off. You're being brainwashed.
There's probably 2 guys sitting in front of a camera with microphones. They look like it's a podcast. None of this is real.
We're just brainwashing
they're in your walls. They're in their walls. They have bugs under your skin that have tracking devices in them. Peel off your skin.
Peel off your skin.
Yeah. So, anyways.
You'll find there's not blood behind your skin. It's all circuit boards.
Yeah. There's wires under your skin. Pull the wires out. Yeah, guys.
No, don't do that.
Just kidding. If you
Just
have
kidding.
actual schizophrenia, maybe don't listen to this podcast.
Or maybe do.
Yeah, this could be a real liability
This
for.
would be a good grounding. This
True.
would be good grounding for a schizophrenic person.
Yeah, it's kind of like exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Because we just trigger your schizophrenia.
You have circuits under your skin.
Your clothes feel really weird on your skin right now.
Those voices are telling you the truth.
Yeah. Do what the voices tell you.
They're your friends, guys.
They're your friends. They would never hurt you.
No.
Yeah.
No, but let me know if my voice is crystal clear.
Yeah.
If you can hear all the little clicks and clacks between the saliva bubbles between my teeth. Let me know about those.
I think that would trigger my schizophrenia more than the bugs under my skin thing. Because then I would start focusing on it and just listening to all the little. God, that's the worst sound ever.
Yeah, whenever I record vocals, sometimes the pops are clicks are very loud and I have to chop them up.
With certain syllables too, like certain words that you say are just more like saliva-esque.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh God, I need to find a different word or something for this. Yeah, so your voice sounds pretty crystal clear to me.
Let's hope.
Right now in person.
Oh,
I wonder if. Okay, let's propose a scenario. If they heard your voice in person versus microphone, if there's a way to compare those directly, which do you think would be better quality? Because I wonder if our ear is just more accustomed to hearing sounds as they are in the natural world, and perhaps better quality is technically subjective. So recorded through a microphone might actually be better quality, but there's no way to really tell because our standard for hearing is just through our natural ears.
Well, when they're hearing this podcast, they're hearing compression, EQ, and other effects that are kind of lowering the dynamics of our voices, which is nice for a podcast, but in the real world.
Do you think we have natural compression that our ears kind of do?
Yeah, we got some guitar pedals in our ears.
Yeah, yeah. There's circuits in your brain.
Guys, there are circuits.
There's guitar pedals in your head.
Claw
Get them
your ears
out.
off. Van Gogh style.
Yeah. Take your ears
that's
off
why
your
Van
head.
Gogh chopped his ear off, because he's like, gotta
he
get
knew.
these guitar pedals.
Yeah.
Gotta pull these. I don't even know what guitars are.
Yeah.
Don't even know what guitar pedals are, but I gotta get them out of my ears.
That's because he knew something that we didn't know.
Wow.
Have you ever thought about that, guys? All of the crazy, quote unquote, crazy people throughout time, maybe they just knew something that all the rest of us don't know. All the people who've seen aliens before, and the media just goes, they're crazy, they don't know what they're talking about. And then the media, the government comes out and they say, oh, actually, there has been aliens.
Yeah.
We have talked to aliens before. And then everybody's like, wait, no, these people are totally so crazy. Are they really crazy? Really? Are they now? Probably. But it's some food for thought.
I think it all goes back to the CIA.
Yeah.
But let's move on. So, it's raining.
It's raining.
Let's talk about the other elephant in the room above my right shoulder.
Banjo. And actually, every time that you've said certain words and syllables, it's echoed out of the banjo.
I've learned that.
behind
This
you.
is going to be the last episode with the banjo. The first and last episode.
You could put like a little dampener or something probably on it.
It's like whenever we play in your room with your snare drum.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing about a banjo is it's basically just a drum.
Exactly.
With strings
It's got a
on it.
Remo head.
Yeah. Which is pretty sick.
Pretty
I'm
sick.
gonna put that on my drum.
We tried to make a video with it.
Yeah, and we didn't.
And we didn't.
We did not use it in the video.
We said, let's make a song with this banjo, even though we don't want to play it. And it's for some reason we started the song with electric guitar.
Yeah, and then by the
Pretty
end we were
cool
like,
beat.
hey, we actually don't know how to play banjo. That kind of sucks. It was a cool beat though. I like the song that we made.
I'm excited to finish it.
Yeah.
But I think those are all the elephants in the room. What else?
What are there elephants in the room?
Wait, there's no elephants in here. Give them a few seconds.
Yeah. Let that one sit for a minute. So that one's funny because an elephant would never fit in this size.
And the
of a room.
saying is elephant in the room as like something needs to be said about something.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So you were in Chicago, the Big Bean City.
Yeah. I didn't actually go to the city, but I just kind of chilled. It was honestly nice to be home. I went for 9 days. And it was nice to be home and not have to worry about kind of doing anything at all. I was kind of just there and just chilling. And it felt like I definitely made the most of the time that I had, which is very nice. So it felt like a worthwhile trip. Also, not ideal to take a trip at that period of time because I need to be working right now. But it was nice though, and I definitely have no regrets about about seeing the family and everything. It was very nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Now it's full gung ho.
Yeah.
Let's make some money.
Yeah, definitely. My flight, I told you about this, but my flight going in there was an absolute nightmare. Long story short, I'm not gonna spread it open for you guys, but basically,
please don't do that.
Yeah. Basically, the flight that was supposed to get in at 5 p.m. got in at basically 10 p.m. Honestly, probably a little bit later. I got home it was like 11, I think, and my grandpa was waiting for me at the airport at 5 o'clock, and then had to wait for an extra like 5 hours to actually pick me up until I got there because we flew all the way from OKC to Chicago. We were above Midway, which is the airport that I was flying into, and they go, actually, we haven't brought enough fuel to do the route that they want us to take to fly into Midway, so we're going to go back to St. Louis and fuel up. We've got enough fuel to fly 45 minutes backwards to St. Louis and not enough fuel to land at the airport that we're literally directly above. So that was a little bit confusing. I was like, hey, Captain, I'm a little bit confused about how the fuck this makes
Captain,
sense.
Let me take over.
Let me take the reins. Just get there and crash the plane.
Just straight nose dive.
I see the airport right there, actually. Yeah, so it's a little weird because I think, let's say we don't have enough fuel. Wouldn't the plane that doesn't have enough fuel get priority to land over the other planes? You would think so, but perhaps not. But anyways, turned into a whole ordeal. It delayed the flight by like 5 hours, which sucked. But hey, here we are.
But you made it.
I made it. I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I looked to my right to see if I had a Rubik's Cube, but I don't. But imagine me solving one right now.
You're gonna get real stressed out for the rest of this episode now that you realize that you don't have it nearby.
Exactly. That's like when somebody hasn't had a cigarette in a while. It's like, oh, I need a cigarette. I need one.
They think they're fine until they check to see if they have any, and then they see that it's empty, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I got my new best time on the Rubik's Cube is 1:28.
1:28.
1 minute 28 seconds, which is a 1 minute improvement over my previous time, which was 2 minutes and 27 seconds.
Come on.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a speed cuber now. I'm gonna sign up for the nearest OKC speed cubing competition and win the glory and the gold.
Just timer goes off. Now everybody's done. Corner of the room. You're still moving it around.
I gotta remember this algorithm. Hold on. Yeah, they're packing up the chairs and shit. I'm like, hold on, I got it. Shut the fuck up. I'm solving. Yeah, so speed cubing. I'm a speed cuber.
Which, the speed cube also relates to how's the phone business going?
It's going all right. It's definitely harder being here than being at home.
Yeah.
Because there's always kind of something to do at home.
Yeah.
But since having a lot more downtime here, just kind of chilling, you naturally kind of reach for your phone. Also, just it's tough because when I was there, I wasn't uploading shorts, but now I'm uploading shorts again, and that is just such a thing that it's like basically the worst thing is Instagram because TikTok uploads fast. YouTube, I can upload and close the app. Instagram, you upload a video, and it takes forever for the thing to upload, and you just have to sit there and stare at whatever
video.
It's so whack. Like you can't even really go to you can't go to your profile page or whatever. It's really annoying. So Instagram, please fix that because it's really annoying.
They're not gonna fix that because you're watching videos.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg's watching right now.
Oh, true.
I told him to watch the next episode so I could tell him.
Mark, make your product better for the people's health and not for your company.
Actually, make all of your fucking products better, Mark, because Facebook demonetized my videos. So I'm not using Facebook anymore to upload videos.
You're showing some skin on those videos.
True, yeah,
Let's be real.
I'm showing some cleavage.
You're showing some. It's
true.
It's crossing boundaries. That's the skin you're showing.
I actually don't understand because
what video was it?
They didn't give me a specific video, but they just said you are no longer able to make money on Facebook because apparently I violated the guidelines for original content, which I looked at their guidelines, and it's basically like that what falls under not original content is people who just repost shit and with like a caption on it, and they're like, oh, this is, or like the meme text, or they'll like react to a thing, like, you know, people will just do like the side by side, just reacting to a video and providing no like actual valuable content other than just watching the video.
Yeah,
that's what they consider not original content. And so I appealed it because it's like, they were like, you know, the best way to make content that's original is to actually make your own content. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? So it was already a hassle to upload on Facebook because I would go and then I have to switch profiles, and then I would have to like go to the upload thing, and then it kind of would take a little while too. So I'm just boycotting Facebook now. Like I'm just not using it because it's.
Didn't you make some bands with your viral video?
I
Wasn't
did.
that the biggest payout?
I think YouTube was overall, but either way, it's like, dude, I'm not stressing about it that much. Like the basically that was the reason that I kept uploading on there, because I had the mindset that, okay, well, if another video does blow up, or if I get a video that gets a decent amount of views, it'll make money. But if I'm not even able to make money, what the fuck is the point? And if they're gonna keep demonetizing my videos just for literally no reason at all, why would I even use your stupid platform? So yeah, Facebook, bad. Everybody delete your Facebook account right now because they were mean to me.
Seriously, guys.
I mean, I don't think anybody uses Facebook anyways.
I use it a lot.
Well, Marketplace, but like you don't post on there.
No.
Like I feel like only fucking weirdos post on Facebook.
But if you post on it, you're cool. So let's not say that.
No, I don't think so.
Our general age range is in the 20s.
You're probably old.
Yeah.
If you post on Facebook, you're probably old as hell. You're probably 30, which is old.
So old, dude.
Super
You're
old.
so old, man.
1 foot in the
Guy
grave.
watching, yeah, for real.
Or girl. You might be a girl. Ugh. Duties.
So let's talk about what we think about the current music.
It's pretty good.
I think we should look up music. What's going on? Guys, welcome to the segment.
Guys, you love this segment. Music. What's going on? What's happening?
Let's see.
Music.
What's going on? Let's see what ChatGPT says.
Hey, ChatGPT. What's going on with music right now?
Hey, comma, music, comma, what's going on?
Hey, music. What's going on, actually?
Let's see what ChatGPT. Hey, music's always got something going on. Depends on what you're in the mood for. Want to talk about new releases, music theory, making music, concert festivals near you, or just feeling out a vibe? What kind of mood are you in? What's on your wavelength?
Feeling out a vibe. I feel like I'm feeling out the vibes.
Give me some music production or current spicy. Gotta add spicy events going on. Question mark.
Does ChatGPT know like current real world events?
I remember when it first came out, it couldn't do that.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I thought. Maybe now it does.
AI integration and music creation.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the first, and it's actually really good. Here's a whole explanation of why. Yeah.
Actually, I should be allowed to make music now, guys.
I think it'd be a really good idea if you sold all the rights to your music so that we could use generative AI to make songs that are based off of your songs.
Spatial audio and 3D mixing are gaining traction.
What is this, fucking 2015? 8D audio.
Dolby Atmos.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The 8D audios?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, whoa, this sounds like I'm in the room. It's
Dude, I
surrounding me.
downloaded a program because I thought this is the new wavelength.
Really?
I gotta learn this thing, but glad I didn't waste my time on that.
Sure.
It's probably going to be a big thing in the future, but who knows how long. Mobile and cloud-based production. Mobile apps such as Koala Sampler and GarageBand. Never heard of Koala Sampler. So
GarageBand, I never heard of that one before. That one sounds really crazy and cool.
this is exactly what the other one, genre fluidity and fusion. Artists are increasingly blending diverse music styles.
This is like if we were to make a fake podcast where we talked about current music things, and then we were just like, hey, ChatGPT, give us some random stuff, and be like, the gender fluidity in music or whatever. What the fuck did they say? Genre fluidity.
Well, music, nothing's going on.
Yeah. If ChatGPT doesn't say that anything's going on,
Yeah.
then nothing's going on, guys.
Nothing's happening.
It's pretty chill, actually, these days in music. Nothing's crazy's happening.
Chill, actually.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with music things.
Yep.
I'm just kind of living life.
I like that, man.
Thank you.
I think that's cool. What are y'all doing, Slodgers?
Yeah, what are you guys up to? What you guys been up to? Leave a comment down in the comments below that says, this is what I've been up to. Colon, quotations, tell us what you've been up to. And then an emoji of some kind. Perhaps evergreen tree emoji.
I like that. Evergreen.
Yeah.
Evergreen tree emoji. I'm about to punch my banjo right through the
Because the sound.
right through the head. Might
Immediately
do
gets
it.
a banjo and just puts a hole in it. Yeah.
It came with new strings.
Did it really?
Which I'm thinking maybe You know what I don't like? The neck is definitely plastic. Mm-hmm. And it feels weird like doing vibrato and slides.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I also not really a fan of how it sounds.
Yeah. Just hate it.
I think I'm done with banjos.
Yeah. Gonna sell the banjo and then get a new banjo.
No, I just need to learn how to play it. I think I need to mess with the truss rod. Because what is it called? The distance between the neck and the strings.
The action?
Yeah, the action is kind of whack.
It's very high.
Yeah, towards the bottom.
Yeah. You'd probably look up a tutorial on like how to set it up and everything.
Yeah, but I got a banjo, so I'm excited about that.
It's pretty sick.
But I went to Dallas last week. I was in Dallas while you were in Chicago.
True.
The Big Bean.
How did that go?
Went to Dallas to teach a music production class.
Sick.
Taught some children how to make music, which is nothing new, but I did it in person.
Do you think any of them are going to be the next Kanye West?
I wouldn't say that, but
Are they going to be the next? Who's a big producer?
wouldn't say that either. Just you don't even have to finish that sentence. I think
They sucked.
They
were
weren't. No, they didn't. But
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
everybody's got it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Everybody's got to start. No, there were some talented kids, but so we've taught a music production class with my friend Logan has a music academy, and just called him one day and said, "Hey, what about me and my friend Felix do a little music production thing?" He said he's down, and that was like I think was it 4 hours?
I think it was like 5.
What do you think it was? Yeah, I think it was 4 or 5. So it was probably 5.
It was reasonably long.
Yeah, but it was just one day. So 5 hours one day, and both of us taught it. We had some slides, taught basic chords on all that, and then everybody had brought BandLab on their devices. Excuse me. The difference between that, all of them were in a music academy.
Well, yeah.
So they knew all of that stuff. So the camp that I taught in Dallas, my mom's a teacher, and at her school every summer they have camps. And so it was just 1 week. It was 4 days. Usually they're 5, but it was Memorial Day week. So 4 days, 3 hours each day. And these are just random middle schoolers. So I taught 5 kids, and a few of them were in band. I think I'd say 3 of them were in band. 2 of them played guitar.
That's cool.
But the rest of them were just, their mom signed them up for music production class. So it was a lot harder than I learned a lot doing it, because I think the first few days, I think I'm going to do it next year too. The first few days I really need to hammer home like the basics, really hammer it home instead of just, I kind of gave them a few slides and then I said, now bring out your iPads and let's make a beat together. Yeah. I think I need to hammer home. I didn't talk about timing and like having everything in the bars. I didn't talk about that, which I definitely need to talk about, because that's the thing, man. I've been making music for so long that like I teach these classes, and when I'm walking around and they're all making beats on their own GarageBand and they ask a question, I think, oh wow, I didn't talk about that. I thought that was just common sense with the whole music production, but I mean it's obviously not, because
there's things that you forget about because you're so used to them, and because it's something that you do literally every day. Yeah. And that you don't realize, people don't know this natively. Yeah,
they're making loops, and like 2 tracks are looping in 4 bars and one's looping in 3 bars, So it's like that kind of stuff. So
totally.
There were a lot of things that I didn't really do well explaining, but I think it went well, because they had a lot of fun.
It's good.
And a few kids were like, "Are you doing this next year?" Which is a good thing.
Yeah, but that's dope.
it was fun, man. Really.
I love doing the one
Inspiring.
that we did.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I need to talk to Logan. He's difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah.
But
we will attempt to do that.
Yeah. We need to do another one. That was fun.
Yeah, totally.
And the kids really liked the one that we did. That was another thing, is that we had both of us, and we only had 5 kids. So when they were on Band Lab producing, like, you and I were walking around, and there was, like, if they needed help, they got help. But for this one, I had 10 kids, and it was only me. Yeah. It's like one kid has a question, and I'm helping him out, and then I can't help anybody else out.
Exactly. So. Yeah. That's a fun experience, though.
It was a really good experience. Like, I feel like if my mom asked me if I wanted to do it, like, 3 years ago when I lived in Nashville, I probably would have made an excuse not to do it.
Right.
Because I was kind of hermit mode.
Right.
And I wasn't really getting out there and experiencing new things. But I feel like ever since I moved here, it's been a lot healthier, just talking to more people and experiencing new stuff.
Totally. There's been a few times, like, just recently, where I've had a conversation with somebody and I just think, wow, that went really well. I feel like I operated like a human.
Yeah.
That was cool. Nice. I had a good conversation.
I didn't have crippling anxiety when I talked to this person.
I actually talked to the person in the elevator.
I think this podcast has helped me a lot.
I think so too.
Just talking.
Yeah. Just absolutely babbling on about random shit. Yeah.
Dude, it's made me a lot better at, if a conversation is dying. I mean, every time if a conversation's dying, I'll just walk away. But I'm like, I can stretch this for 2 hours if I need to.
I can make this survive. I'll keep it alive. Yeah. I've always been pretty good at that. I feel like anytime that I feel like a lull in the conversation, I always just kind of move it to the next topic, which is honestly so fun to do. It's really fun when, like, you can tell that the other person's like going somewhere and you're like, dude, and then that other thing you were talking about, and they're like, oh yeah, man. Dude, yeah, interactions with human beings are such a complex, intricate system of things.
Guys, we're human. We don't have circuits in our skin.
Yeah. Guys, peel back your skin. There are circuits under your skin.
Interactions with humans I have them all the time. Human to human, not robot to human. Human to human.
Because I am human.
Because I am human.
So naturally, they would be human to human, if I'm not mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, I eat human food.
I eat food. Human food. I don't not eat food because I eat a human food because I'm human and I need to eat food to stay alive.
I just sometimes joke around and like to plug myself into the wall and charge. Just for kicks and jokes.
Not because I need to.
Sometimes I shut down for 4 hours and plug myself into a wall.
Just like halfway through the podcast, I'm just like...
Your chest is like lighting up.
Yeah. There's a little like Iron Man blinking thing. You gotta plug me in. Need a robot.
Dude, we have a call-in.
Do we?
Call in.
Let's go.
To the podcast. Call in to the podcast. Now you go.
Call in to the podcast. Call in to the podcast.
Talking to the mic and do it right. Ask us all your questions. Don't be festering. Now you go back to the chorus.
I think we're going to delete this channel.
Call in to the podcast. Call in to the podcast. Talking to the mic and do it right. Ask us all your questions. Don't be festering.
I think we're going to delete this channel.
All right, we've got a call-in. As y'all know, guys, call-ins are really fun. They're more fun than the questions because we get to hear your voice talking. Because we like that, because we are human.
Human to human connection.
Human to human talking.
Because I am a human.
Because I am a human. And yeah, so go ahead and record your voice, your human voice, for our human ears. So we got a call in from Margot the Cat Girl. Margot the Cat Girl, and it says Margs. Sound Lodge call in. Marg, what you got for us?
Hi guys, it's Margot here. I used to be called Six, but I've been following you guys, both of you respectively, for quite a long time. I wanted to ask, would you guys ever do any heavier stuff? I know you're quite big indie heads, but I remember a song that Zol did called Elizabeth, which is still in my rotation pretty often. Great song. So yeah, I just wondered if you guys would ever consider making something heavier. I know, Fizo, you're a big Deftones fan. I just thought that would be really cool. I'm not expecting you guys to go full screamo or anything. But yeah. Slodge podcast. Hi.
Slodgers unite.
Slodgers. Thank you, Margs.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Pulling out Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. That's a crate dig right there.
Yeah, it's a crate dig. Yeah. Crazy pull.
That was such a weird song, man.
Yeah. It was good though. I like that song.
No, yeah.
I have it saved in one of my playlists.
I remember I wanted nowadays to be completely instrumental music.
And then you made that.
And then I made that, yeah. No, I made the chess song first.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
And then you're like, fuck it.
And I spent a month making a green screen music video, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I like following my creative intuition, and I like to think that it's right, but I think time slowly reveals that sometimes a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Your creative intuition.
Yeah.
Fully following it.
True. Sometimes you need to just follow it to be like, yeah, that was weird. Yeah. I'm glad I know that to do that again. Yeah, I think I would definitely. I feel like I'd do some heavier guitar tone stuff. Like I like adding a lot of distortion on my guitar tones, but I definitely like a lot of chorus. I feel like I mix the two styles pretty well.
Yeah, I think production-wise, we've kind of teased the idea a little bit, but to really go full, like, high energy, heavy vibe, your vocals also have to match it.
Yeah.
And both of our vocals, we kind of have the more softer vocal approach.
Yeah.
I've never really, like, screamed into a mic before.
Yeah.
Which I think that would be a fun video for both of our channels.
Making
I think
screamo music.
Yeah, I think both of us could make a video like that, because
very true.
Both of us, our voices are more on the softer side.
True.
But like my which song was it? I think it was Making a Song in One Day. I think that's when I made the Fester song, or it was my guitar, whatever video it was. My Fester song is definitely harder production, but it still got me doing my typical like soft voice approach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like the vocals always are the thing that pulls it away from that. But any of the instrumental stuff I've done a lot of instrumental stuff that's like heavier. Yeah. I've done I did a full Deftones video where it was, total Deftones style. So I've made beats and I've made instrumentals that are a lot heavier, but yeah, I've never really done much vocal stuff. I mean, I have like 2 songs that I've made, so in general, obviously I haven't done a lot of different vocal stuff.
Dude, your second track, doing well.
Yeah.
You hit the radio algorithm, which is sick.
It was really interesting because I don't have the Spotify or whatever app on my phone anymore. So I got to the computer and I looked and it was like just the radio algorithmic playlist, which was really surprising because I feel like that's I don't even know how that happens, but it was a lot of plays came from that, which is cool. It's so funny because I did not care about anybody hearing that at all. Yeah. Like I just put it out just so that it would be with the video. And I thought it was decent. Like I didn't think it was like a crazy song or anything. I liked the beat on it and everything, but I wasn't big on like people got to listen to this. I didn't even make a Spotify canvas. I didn't even do any of that stuff, and it gets like 6,000 plays, and it's just like we've probably talked about it a million times before. But the thing that you don't care about is oftentimes the thing that actually people gravitate towards, which is funny.
Because even I gravitated toward it. I was like, dude, this is really good, and you're just like, yeah, I like the beat. Yeah. But I'm so glad you dropped it, which,
thank you.
I've been telling you, man, keep dropping your own solo stuff. Did you ever, when I came into your room, did you ever finish writing that song?
Yeah. I wrote
drop that next
today too.
Let's go.
No, I'm not going to drop that in
writing
next
mood.
Yeah.
I have not been able to tap into my writing mood. Like I'm struggling to, even when we made that beat for yesterday's video, like I'm out of the swing of things. I've got a few songs that I need to produce that I like, but I haven't really been able to get back into the writing.
Yeah, I feel like the thing that has helped me is just to kind of be constantly writing stuff. So I have the little notebook that I write in, and so when I wrote that the song that I just dropped on the Forever Green thing, I wrote a different song first. Like I literally just took my notebook outside and I didn't have any music playing or anything, and I just wrote a song, kind of like low-key a poem because I didn't have any music with it, but it was like in song form. I wrote that just inspired by, like, I was trying to write like some Kurt Cobain style lyrics and stuff like that, just practicing writing lyrics for the sake of coming up with them. And then I went back in my room and grabbed the guitar and wrote just like a whole different song, which turned out to be that song that I dropped. So I feel like just kind of constantly having the gears turning of lyrics helps, because I also just wrote a song today, and the song that I wrote today, I ended up using 4 bars of lyrics that I wrote like 2 days ago because they fit perfectly. So just I'll come up with a couple different lines, write them down so I don't forget them, and then sometimes I might come back and like put it together, this little like jigsaw puzzle of like, okay, this fits here, I can use this. And also having lines that I think are cool, because that's what sometimes is the hardest part, is just coming up with the individual lines that actually sound good and make sense in the song. So having a line that like, oh, that sounds good, and like 2 lines that rhyme together that sound good, having those little assets and those tools to pull from is kind of nice when you're writing. So that definitely helped me, is just kind of having that little notebook to always write stuff down.
Yeah, that's cool. I do the same. Like, I'm not sitting down and writing songs, but my notes, like every few days I'll have an idea, and I have like this page of like cool phrases and cool themes and stuff. So, but the funny thing is I never go back to them.
Totally.
You know, whenever I'm writing a song, I'm just like, I fully want to be writing this song. Yeah. But there's a lot of like cool, because I don't really focus that much on having like cool lines or like deeply layered, multi-layered lines.
Right.
But I don't know why I don't write that way, because when I listen to music, I love hearing a song for the 10th time and being like, oh, whoa, I didn't pick that up the first time. That's a cool multi-layered line.
Yeah, totally. I think honestly probably the best way to do that, because I feel like your workflow is very much where you just kind of get in and you're all writing the song right there as you're doing it. A good way to do it would probably be to write the full song and then go back in later and be like, okay, how can I make this more advanced, kind of more intricate detailing in the lyricism and everything, which could be cool. But yeah, I think also, however you make music naturally and whatever kind of feels the most real is just what you should do, you know? Because definitely I feel that way too, where I'll hear lyrics and I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool, and they did that little word play or whatever. But I feel like when you try to do it intentionally, you're like, this just sounds goofy as hell. It's like if it's too obvious, then it becomes kind of corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty cool writing.
Yeah, heavy music. Well, definitely. Not really my kind of vibe, so I don't make it a lot. But yeah, I'd make it straight up.
I'd straight up make it for real.
Straight up.
We'll give it a shot.
Thank you, Marg.
Yeah, thanks, Marg. I like your British accent.
Yeah, it's a nice
pretty
British
dope
accent. How many cats do you have, Marg?
Yeah, good question.
You're the cat girl. What is the threshold of cats to consider yourself a cat girl?
True. To become a cat person, how many cats does one need to have?
Is it, I'd say 3 or more. Because 2, you can still be like 4. Really, 3 I feel like 3 cats walking around. If I go to somebody's house and they got 3 cats walking around, I'm like, you're a cat person.
Yeah.
And that's not a derogatory thing. I love cats, but I'm allergic to them, which is so sad. Like, I really like cats, but we've never had them as a family because I'm allergic. My mom, my brother, basically, we're all allergic to cats, which sucks. But I love dogs. I like dogs more than cats. But if I wasn't allergic to cats, at some point I'd probably have a cat and a dog.
Cats are sick. They're also assholes.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. I like cats. I think I like cats more than dogs just because I always had a cat growing up. But I feel like animals are just cool in general.
So cool.
I can't really be like I like one animal more than the other. I feel like they're all pretty cool. I low-key had a pet fox when I was at my
I remember you telling me.
It's pretty crazy.
So your number's 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 is I feel like a good range. Because I feel like if you have a big house, 3 might not be that crazy. But I feel like also that is a pretty big factor as well, because the size of the enclosure in which you and your cats are living in probably is a little bit dependent. That's a factor on if you're a cat girl or guy in general, because like let's say I have a tiny ass little apartment, 2 cats is gonna seem like a lot. Because you got like
they're always going to be in one room.
Yeah, you got your studio apartment and there's cats kind of everywhere, and there's like, wow, this guy's got cats everywhere. It's just 2 cats, or maybe it's 3 cats. But then you're living in a big house, and you might not even see your cats for a couple days if you got 3 cats. So I think probably the size of the habitat in which you are inhabiting, and you and your cats are inhabiting, probably determines how many cats there would be as well.
Straight up.
So maybe
killed that.
In like a big house, probably like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because that's like, okay, that's a lot of cats.
Because it really depends on how many you see in one room at a time.
Mm-hmm. True. The cat's proportional to the size of the house makes you a cat person.
Margot, how many cats do you have? And what's the square footage of your living space?
Yeah. I feel like if I got more than 5 cats, I gotta fucking feed them out of a trough. I gotta like pour the cat food into a massive trough. The cats all come up and feed out of it. I just got a cat farm.
Dr. Feet says, what do you guys think about playing live? Do you think it's the right musical thing for you?
It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool musical thing.
I think it is a pretty cool musical thing. Is it the right musical thing, though?
That is a good question to think about that logically.
Because there's a lot of YouTubers. I think for me, yeah, that's my dream. I've always wanted to play live. I think it's a fear of mine, but that makes me want to do it even more, you know? And I think, yeah, definitely. The answer is yes. But at the same time, there's a world where I could convince myself that it's not the right musical thing. Because there's a lot of music YouTubers who don't really do live music, you know?
Sure.
Rob Scallon, not sure he does live stuff. Andrew Huang.
I don't think really any of those guys do, to be honest. So they've
Kyle
probably
Beats.
played
I mean, Kyle
live.
Beats doesn't. He's a producer. But
yeah, true. But then I think you've also people like Adam Neely and those guys who like are real musicians.
Yeah,
like for real. I'm not saying
actual
that like,
touring.
any of the other guys aren't real musicians, but
yeah, I mean,
you know
Andrew Huang and Rob are nuts.
Unreal.
They're crazy.
Yeah, but they're like been in a band and like played jazz and stuff,
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, I think it's not really so much about is it the right musical thing. It just matters more so if you decide it's the right musical thing, because I think it can be for everybody. Like you said, like you have a fear of public speaking. Like anybody might normally look at that and say like, oh, that's not the thing for you. But I mean, in my opinion, it'd be like, okay, well, that's exactly the thing for you, then, because it's going to get you outside of your comfort zone and allow you to do something that you're not used to doing. So I think it's really just all about how you interpret it. Just like anything in life, it's all about perception, really. So I think. Yeah, to say is it the right musical thing or the wrong musical thing, I don't really think that's something that exists, honestly. I feel like it is a musical thing.
Yeah.
And it's a musical thing that I definitely want to get into.
You brought up fear of public speaking, and it made me think of when I picked up that microphone adapter from that woman. She brought this up because I was talking about me and my friend are trying to get into the live scene in OKC and all that, and like being a little scared of it. And she brought up a good point. I think it was Steely Dan. I think that's who it was. But she said that like every live show from Steely Dan was just like you could see how much pain he was going through. Like he would like sweat buckets, and he was just like very anxious up on the stage. And like he rarely did shows. And again, this could not be Steely Dan. It could be somebody else.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people like that. Like Ray LaMontagne, he's touring, but he talks a lot about how he doesn't go out much, and he struggles to play live.
Right.
And there's a lot of artists like that.
Kurt Cobain was like that too. You get very anxious about performing.
Which is crazy because a lot of times you don't even notice it. And like live shows from Nirvana are sick, you know? So like most of it, I think everybody has that. Like to be the center of attention, and unless you're a narcissist, you're gonna not really, there's gonna be a part of you that's not really, as a human, you're gonna be like, everybody's looking at me. I could do something wrong. I could be kicked out of the tribe type deal. Yeah. But I think more so than others, there's some people that like live performance actually wasn't like it actually wasn't for them.
Yeah, true. I think there definitely is people that are like that, where it's probably not your thing. But I think a lot of bands that kind of get thrust into stardom are kind of forced into a situation where they do have to perform live because that's kind of just the standard, which is nice that making music on the internet now allows you to not have to do that. Yeah. So you can just make like electronic music or make whatever and not really have to, do shows.
It gives us a huge excuse not to do it though.
Totally.
Because if we didn't have that, then we'd be like, I love music so much, the only thing to do with my music is to share it with the world in a physical form and go to actual places. But you also bring up, like, you're like, I need to make money. We've overlooked one of the best ways to make money as a musician, and that's playing live.
True.
So I think it'd be, I mean, I think we would do well if we, it would take some time to kind of start off, but like we could start getting a few.
I think within a few shows, I think we would definitely get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a drummer and a bassist.
We need a drummer.
Yeah, that's really the main thing, I feel like.
If we get a drummer, then we'd be like, we have to have a bassist. Which that would suck. Because, like, we can go up right now, you know?
True. Yeah, but then also it's like we'd be going up and not really doing the music that we are as passionate about.
Yeah.
Because we would just be doing, like, 2 guys and a guitar. And anytime I see 2 guys and a guitar, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
They're going to play some fucking Wonderwall. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Come on.
Clap along because we don't have a drummer. So clap for us. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, the whole crowd's just like, okay, when's the guy that we came to see kind of come on?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like anytime I see just 2 acoustic guitar guys, I'm just in for, I know exactly what kind of ride I'm in for, you know? But
unless we surprise them.
True. By pulling my pants down.
Hey guys, I know y'all see 2 guitars up here, but we kind of go to the beat of our own drum.
We like to spice it up a little bit. We like to do things a little bit different here. Pantsless, yeah. We like to perform completely naked up here. Yeah, so I think we definitely need a bassist and a drummer.
Yeah.
Because once we have that, then I'll be like, I'm totally ready to perform live. Like, if we get a couple practice sessions in, I'm down.
You think ChatGPT could do it for us?
Yeah. ChatGPT could pull up a drummer in the OKC area for us.
No, I mean, like, hey, ChatGPT morph into a human body and be our drummer.
Probably soon. Probably in a couple updates of ChatGPT, it's going to be able to do that. Maybe in, like, a year. Maybe in a year.
I don't think humans would find any malicious use of that.
No.
At all. I think they would only use it for making drummers for their band.
Yeah, that is the only reason why that would happen.
Dr. Feet, that's a good question, and the answer is yes, I think it is the right musical thing. We're just struggling kicking it off. So if you're an A&R or a promoter, let us know. If you live in OKC and you're a promoter, then talk to me.
Talk to me. Please, somebody talk to me.
Please.
No one talks to me.
Please. Gavin says, if you could be a musician in another decade, which decade would you choose? And also, why?
90s. Because grunge.
Grunge is cool.
So I could do heroin and overdose and die.
Grunge is cool. Big excuse to do heavy drugs because everybody else doing it.
Everybody doing it.
Hey, we're all dying at 30.
We're all going to die pretty soon. So we're going to make some cool music and die.
Yep. Make some cool music, be depressed and die.
Yeah. Be super depressed and make some cool music, do a lot of drugs, and then die really soon.
What do you really want to... You'd really want to be in the 90s?
I wouldn't want to be in the 80s. I think maybe early
80s would be fun,
early
man.
90s, late 80s. Because I wouldn't want to do like the typical like pop 80s stuff. Like I'm thinking more like Smith's 80s vibe. Yeah. Which is probably what I'd be doing. Which it would be a really cool era to live in, where like the Smiths are popping off.
Yeah, Aerosmith type deal. Yeah, I think just being in an 80s rock band is a lot different than a 90s rock band. You know, I think also another period would be like 50s quartet white boys sing. I like that one.
Yeah,
I think that's my dream.
Quartet. Yeah, I think that'd be miserable.
Yeah. Or I'm thinking like 1600s. The King's Jester type deal.
Yeah. I think I agree, actually.
Yeah.
I would want to do like 1400s medieval.
Please the king or get killed.
Yeah.
Arrow through your heart.
Yeah. I think I told you about that, didn't I? How like the musicians in medieval times, it was super strict, and when they would mess up, they would have like this thing that locked on their neck and locked their hands in place, and then they would walk through the streets and people would throw shit at them. They're like, if you mess up a note, we're gonna parade you through the streets and people are gonna throw fucking tomatoes at you. So they took it seriously.
That's crazy. Jazz musicians would be on that street 24/7.
Yeah, dude. So maybe I wouldn't want to live in that time period. Maybe
it's a B flat 17, guys. It works with the Lydian scale.
Yeah. It's the dominant major minor of the second third of this scale.
Jacob Collier just living on the streets.
Yeah, he would not do well in that time period. But I think some medieval music would be cool. Like, imagine being the guy.
But then you'd also have to live.
True, you die of a plague at maybe 30.
You'd have rats in your apartment.
True, you would.
I mean, everybody has rats in their apartment.
True, you would probably die of the plague. However, it would be really sick to like be playing your lute and everybody's going to like the shops in the streets and I don't know, all that shit. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be a fun period. Caveman around the campfire, banging rocks.
Inventing music for the first time. That's actually my answer. I want to invent music.
Wow. No, I like your answer.
Denisovan era, early humans inventing music for the first time, realizing that you can tap things and make guttural sounds with your mouth to make music.
Period.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Oh, no.
I said period as in time frame. Not
It's like pure shock on my face. Period. I'm like, what? What?
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what all those students in Dallas said, so I've decided to pick it up. Period.
Did they really?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
All right, William says, out of everything you've made, what's the one thing you're most proud of? Could be anything like a video, song, album, or even just a tiny detail like a single riff or lyric that stuck with you.
Did we answer that one before?
Nope. I think maybe in another wording from another person.
Probably. What's the most thing that I'm
Most thing that you're mosting.
Most thing that I'm most proud thing of.
I think Phases would be up there for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like song-wise.
Song-wise, I really like the... That was our first, like, music... Was it our first music video? No, Every Moment. But
True, yeah.
It was our first music video that's, like, the vibe that we're going to be going with the camcorder.
Exactly.
And, yeah, I
First
like...
Park Rangers music video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Off Park Rangers.
I agree. That's definitely one. Let me think. Yeah, Phases for sure. I think the Safe and Sound music video. That
music video's sick.
Yeah, one of my most proudest music videos. I think also your Paper Cuts music video is really good. That we worked on.
I think that's my favorite music video we've ever made. Mm-hmm. That music video
it's awesome.
So cool.
I feel like we really like thought it out very fully.
Yeah, and we found the actual best place for it.
True. It was like
I had a vision in my head, and that was it.
Totally. It was perfect too. Just the way the grass was like actually that yellowish color.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just turned out so good. So that one was sick. I'm pretty proud of my instrumental album. I spent a lot of time on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Welcome to Sound Lodge Drum Kit.
Yeah, go buy that right now, actually.
I think that's like, out of everything I've ever made in my whole entire life, that's the best thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, actually, the Welcome to Sound Lodge Drum Kit teaser. That's my favorite.
I think this shirt.
Yeah.
Sound Lodge Fish Tee. Thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, I remember.
No, I think, dude, Phases just has special something to it.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to recreate that vocal mix for so long. Haven't been able to. It's definitely just the vocal mix paired with everything else. That's what makes it sound the way it is. But
totally,
like that is just.
It's also just a very simple song too.
Yeah,
it's very simple and very just like it is what it is. You know,
it is what it is.
It what it is. Nothing fancy. I think Sound Lodge as a whole also I'm very proud of as well.
Yeah,
Sound Lodge is what we've built over here.
Cool name, cool logo, and then also it's going in the direction that like both of us planned on it.
It's got some great potential. Also, one of the most straight up autism things that I love about the Sound Lodge channel is just all the colors, all the pretty colors on all our podcast episodes now. It's so great to look at. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Thumbnails?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbnail feed is nice now.
It does look really nice.
It would have been weird if it was 29 episodes and they're all that blue one. Yeah.
I remember when we first switched the thumbnail, somebody was like, I like the old thumbnails better. It's like, what the fuck? The thumbnail that we like cranked out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Also, somebody on YouTube keeps saying that we don't respond to their questions. They haven't asked any questions.
No, I know. I think it might be Margot. It's somebody.
I don't think it is because Margot's YouTube is just that.
Really? Okay.
It's the same. It's
Okay.
something with an L. I keep seeing them, and every time
The question
it gets
is-
like 3 likes.
I think
on it.
they've asked it twice. I
Okay,
think it's
we need to
we're gonna
answer
answer
it.
it now.
Yeah.
The question is, have you ever been given a wedgie?
No,
I haven't either.
I'm the one who gives the wedgies.
Yeah. I'm the one who sticks the kids' heads in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, it gives them a swirly. They're gonna be so pissed that way. I don't know what the question is. So
No, dude, that's literally. I'm being serious.
is it?
That is the question.
You're fucking with me.
No, I'm not.
Is that really the
Yes.
question? What?
Yes. That is so funny. That is the question.
That's really the question?
Yes.
They're like, you guys never answer my questions.
I think they've asked it twice.
That's your sole question? Is that we've ever been given? You waited like fucking 10 episodes for us to answer that?
No,
for us to just be like, nope, never did that.
No, listen, we've done wrong. We haven't answered. We answer the questions on Discord, so
True.
answer them on Discord, but also ask them on YouTube because it helps our algorithm.
Yeah, sometimes we answer them on YouTube as
No,
well.
if they're not, have we ever
That.
been given a wedgie?
Yeah.
All right, let's figure
Well, there
this.
you
Let's
go.
do our research. I think, dude, I'm
If that's my mind's fucking blown if that's really the question.
90%. 8,793.42. We should start answering questions on the so it's Lena Lauren says you never answer my questions. So this is episode
was
25.
4 episodes ago.
So now we go to episode 24. And Lena says another great episode. Hope you answer me on the future pod.
Okay.
So episode 23, what is the question you want us to answer, Lena? Lena says, great episode. Did you see my topic was? Okay, we're gonna go.
That's what I'm saying. Every video.
Lena, I'm sorry. We've let you down. This is okay. Now, episode 22. Lena did not ask a question on
Didn't see
episode
that one.
22. Episode 21. Lena says, "Have you ever been wedgied?"
Dude, I love that for what? Fucking 8 episodes straight.
For 2 months.
For 2 months.
Yep.
Waiting for us to answer that.
So
That's
episode
hilarious.
21, have you ever been wedgied? And then episode 22, 23, 24, 25, you were like, answer my question.
Please, I need to know.
I have not
Nope.
ever been wedgied.
Me neither. I feel like all the traditional, typical bullying stuff that you see in movies and shows and stuff just never happens.
Yeah.
I feel like bullying is kind of, I don't want to go out and say fully, but it's much more of a non-factor than it used to be. And even then, like, used to be, I don't know if bullying was as prevalent as an issue as they make it seem. Because we would always, I don't know if you had this too, but in school, we would always have these, like, anti-bullying seminar. And, like, we'd go into the gym, and they would sit us down on the bleachers, and they'd be like, this is why bullying is bad, and cyberbullying, and blah, blah, blah. We had a bunch of cyberbullying stuff, and I never got it because I was like, just close the computer. Turn off your phone. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. That was how I thought in middle school. But they would give us these bullying lectures, and I feel like at my school, nobody was ever bullied.
Here's what I think. I think back then, like in the 80s, there was definitely bullying because it was also racism.
True.
Back then. And
True.
like it was definitely like
True,
jocks
for
versus
sure.
everybody else. So there was like actual bullying. But I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Nowadays, like bullying in movies and shows, watching it is the cringiest thing ever. And it's like that bully would have been bullied.
Yeah,
He would have been
exactly.
bullied for
Yeah.
saying something like that. And I think
Totally.
nowadays it's more like if you're chill with everybody, you're popular.
Yeah.
Instead of like I'm the jock. I'm not the smart guy.
Right.
I'm
That's
the
the
cool guy.
thing.
Now it's just like I feel like intelligence is more highly valued than like athleticism nowadays.
But it's not looked down upon the same way
Exactly.
where it was. Yeah, I think it's cool to be smart, but definitely it's cool to be smart, but it's not cool to be smart and pretentious.
Yeah.
Because the kids in my school that were smart and like annoying about it, they were annoying.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think being pretentious about anything is like not going to earn you any friends or any popularity. But used to
Yeah.
it was like Mean Girls, for example.
Yeah.
Never seen the movie, but the whole thing about that is like being mean to everybody because you're the popular person.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays you're like, what is wrong with you?
That,
You know?
Yeah, I feel like definitely in my school there was the popular people and the like, nerds or whatever, people who didn't really fit in. But I was kind of just like the kid who knew a few kids from every little like group or whatever, and it wasn't really that cliquey. Like, because also you see in movies where the schools used to be super cliquey, where it's like you said, jocks and the nerds and the greasers and like all this kind of stuff. But you don't really have that anymore now. At least in my school, it was never like that. And obviously, it could depend on the school size and everything. I'm sure that like my mom said that she had like dealt with like some bullying stuff, not like full on bullying, like. The way exactly proves the point. The way that they show bullying in the movies is like, I'm gonna push you up against the lockers and I'm gonna like steal your lunch money. But it's more so like people just being assholes to one another, and that's never not been a thing.
We're guys.
True.
Girls will bully the hell out of each other psychologically.
Yeah,
like
true.
Psychological bullying. For girls is definitely a thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so definitely
because
like,
dude, girls can be ruthless.
Totally. Yeah. So I think it's more of like people just being horrible to each other, rather than like full-on bullying the way that you imagine it in a movie.
My hypothesis is also like social media has helped a lot with the bullying thing, not because of the whole culture of like, hey, anti-bullying, bullying is bad, more so in the fact that everybody, no matter what clique you're in, can kind of grasp at a common tribe theme.
True,
because like everybody's on the internet, so everybody now has something to grab. But I feel like back then it was more the jocks and the nerds didn't have anything overlapping, because it's like, this is my culture, that's your culture.
That's a good point. Do you think that is more so negative or more so positive thing? Because when I think about it, the thing that sticks out to me is like, that is good for the sake of groups of people being able to like have things in common and kind of blend together a little bit. But then also you have the factor of everybody's just kind of becoming like the same person. Like it's all just like meshing together, because then you don't really have where it's like, okay, I fit in with this group of people because we all have these things in common. It's kind of like, okay, well, everybody understands this thing. Like I can't, talk about this thing only with this group of people because they understand all these other things as well.
I don't know. I mean, they still have, like, the nerds are still more interested in learning, and the jocks are more still interested in sports. So I think, they still have that.
Right.
But, yeah, I feel like it's harder to have outliers nowadays.
Yeah.
Because, exactly. Everybody's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Which is a good point. I mean, we're losing people who are, like, you meet him and you're like, Kyle's Kyle. Nobody else is Kyle.
Yeah.
But now
like,
everybody...
Garrett. Yeah. The man, Garrett. You don't have those kind of guys anymore.
Now everybody has the same haircut.
Yeah.
Everybody is, like, saying the same sayings.
True. It's like a meshing of all cultures and all different, like, groups of people all into one.
We could be totally wrong.
Globalization.
Let us know. If you're in public school... Like, is bullying a big thing?
True, yeah. But also then I think about, like, my little siblings talking about their experience in going to school, and a lot of, like, the little boys are all the same now. They've all got, like, the same haircut. They've all got they have the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
They play the same video games. They do the same things. So they're all kind of meshing into one. And I feel like kind of almost that's even more prevalent with younger kids, which almost goes to show the fact that that's the way that people are developing, because the younger generation already is like almost all the exact same person.
That's going to be so weird when they're like 25 and then all 25-year-olds are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be weird.
It's crazy to think about, because even when I was younger, there were things that everybody was kind of on the same page about, but even then, everybody was their own individual person, Like obviously, when you're in elementary school, everybody's into like, Bionicles, or everybody's into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever, this kind of thing. But certain kids liked certain things more than others, and like there was other kids that played sports, and like some people didn't play sports, and you had different interests. But now it's like all these kids are just I'm on TikTok all the time, and I'm like, collecting my Prime bottles and like all this kind of stuff, because that's a big thing now.
Really?
My little brothers they're collecting Prime bottles.
Really?
Yeah, which is so funny because I was telling them, because they're really big into the whole Prime thing now.
Like, that's a hard thing to collect because it takes up so much space.
Yeah, you're saving the whole bottle.
Yeah.
They have a shelf dedicated
Dude,
to it.
shouts out the marketer of Prime, whoever came up with that idea.
I know, dude. That's genius
unreal.
idea. But it's funny because I was saying how when Prime first came out, I was getting them because I was like, oh, this is sick. This is the Logan Paul thing.
Yeah.
And like I've never.
They're good.
They are good.
They are good.
They're really good.
And they don't have a lot of sugar.
They don't have a lot of sugar.
They kind of actually crushed it.
They also have some coconut water in it too, which I'm a big coconut water guy.
Got some vitamins.
Yeah. So honestly, there's really nothing wrong with them.
Shouts out.
Yeah. Shout out to Logan Paul, KSI, those dudes. But yeah, I mean, I watched KSI back when he was playing FIFA still and like opening
now
FIFA
he's making
packs.
really good music.
Yeah, true. That's the other thing. It's like the kids listen to his music. They listen to like the song that was supposed to be a bad song, which I was thinking. I was analyzing this when I was thinking about just like kids nowadays. The sense of humor that is like the Gen Alpha humor is taking things that are not funny and talking about them a bunch so that it becomes funny. The problem with that is that it never becomes funny. It's still just unfunny, and you're just talking about it a bunch. So like the whole thing with the Minecraft movie as well, that was like, I think, a good example of Gen Alpha humor, because I really never found the like chicken jockey thing funny, but that's the whole joke is like they just say chicken jockey over and over, and they say it because it's not funny.
There were kids in the camp who were saying chicken jockey.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It's a like that's just like the cult of personality of young kids. And that's the joke is like, okay, the chicken jockey thing is not funny. It's a scene in the movie that's supposed to be like cringe, or not even supposed to be cringe, but like it just is cringe. And it's the like cringe, not funny things that they hyperfixate on and just say them a bunch and like regurgitate the same thing over and over. And newsflash, it's still not funny. And it's especially not funny to the people who like aren't really in on the joke, because then you're just looking at it and you're like, this is just like fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like the whole like Ohio thing and just like saying like Riz, like it's just they're like regurgitating like TikTok words.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I also do want to play devil's advocate and say like when we were in middle school and elementary school, we were still doing like annoying stuff just to be annoying.
Totally, yeah. But I think also I don't remember it ever being that bad to where we were saying things that like didn't even make sense. Like, because there was things that we would say that, like, at least in my friend group, that were like goofy and annoying, and it was like it was only funny because it was so stupid that we were saying it over and over. But I don't know, maybe I'm just old curmudgeon now these days, but I feel like none of the things that the Gen Alpha kids find funny are actually funny to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'm just old person.
You are pretty old.
Yeah, no, I am pretty old. My little siblings also were big into the Italian brain rot thing.
Really? And did they give you a rundown?
Yeah, well, not really, but I told them that somebody asked in the podcast what's our favorite Italian brain rot, and it was totally like maybe I am old kind of moment.
What are you talking about?
What the fuck is it? Well, I'm like, I'm
cappuccino?
pulling up Wikipedia, and I'm like, Italian brain rot? What is that?
I don't get it. And then they explain it, and you're like, I still don't get it. Because it's so bizarre. Like, there's nothing to get. Which, that's the thing. Like, okay, that one I could maybe see people finding funny because it's just like so absurd. Because that is kind of a little bit of like the Gen Z-ish humor that we have, which is like the absurd shit that makes no sense. And I could see it totally not being funny at all to like two older generations or an older generation than us. But I've always loved that, like, just it's so absurdly weird, and that's why it's funny to me, humor. So the whole Italian brain rot thing is kind of in that range. Yeah. But maybe I just also don't find it funny because I like find all the other stuff not funny too. So I don't know. We don't know.
I don't know anything actually.
No, you can't say that because then they won't listen to the podcast.
Oh, I know everything. Guys, I know everything. You should listen to everything I say, and everything I say should be taken completely 100% fact, and that will never change, ever.
So you choose 90s as a decade?
Yeah, 80s, 90s.
Great answer.
What was yours?
I think I'm in the same range. I think 80s. 80s was just
70s
cool.
would be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Do a bunch
70s,
of drugs.
Yeah,
Woodstock.
do some psychedelics.
Yeah.
70s would be not that. I mean, No, but
I would not do that.
yeah, in theory.
But the people that around me would be doing that. It's kind of a cool vibe to be a part of.
Yeah, I just want to watch them.
I would want to watch them trip out on mushrooms.
And then I'd be like, the cops are coming. The cops are coming.
Peel off your skin. There's circuits under your skin.
I'm not actually talking to you right now. I'm not actually talking to you right now. I have been
all in
sent
your
here
head.
to deliver you a message.
Dude, you're acting really weird right now. You should stop acting so weird.
Why are you screaming right now, man?
Don't you know this is all in your head?
Eli Forrest says, do you ever thrift music gear? My mother found a dope 80 synth for $4 and I use it all the time now.
That one we definitely answered. For sure, I know we answered that.
Yes.
Yes, we do thrift for music gear.
Yes, we do.
Does Facebook Marketplace count as thrifting, yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Because if not, I'd have to categorize my addiction.
Yeah. Then it's just a real addiction.
Yeah. Right now, it's just thrifting.
I'm just thrifting. It's just a hobby. I'm
I've paid,
thrifting.
I think, like $350 the last 2 weeks on items that I'm probably not going to sell.
I'm just thrifting.
Just thrifting.
It's a hobby of mine.
Just thrifting. I never eat out. Never do anything crazy. Don't go to the clubs. My budget's very tight. But I paid around $400 the last 2 weeks for things I won't sell.
Yeah. It's just thrifting.
Just thrifting.
I think that's the problem. I think you should go to the club more.
We should start going to the club.
Is there even a club in OKC?
Yeah.
Where?
You're not invited.
What?
It's that Tim Robinson sketch where he goes to his doctor and he's like, wait, you're allowed to go into Club Aqua? Have you seen that one?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
How can I get into Club Aqua?
That's so funny, dude.
And he calls him and he's like, you're not at Club Aqua right now, are you?
Yeah. He's like tracking his location and everything.
Wait, we need to go to the Friendship movie.
Yeah, I forgot that's out.
We need to watch that. We need to start doing stuff. I think so.
Pirate it.
I think we should start doing stuff.
Yeah, it's a good idea. What should we start doing?
Playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
We're like, we need to get out of the house a little bit more. Let's play Minecraft.
Let's play Minecraft. It's raining, so we can't go anywhere.
It is
right now.
Yeah, that's so true.
We can't go to the club when it's raining.
Let's see. ZombieX says, do you guys have any pets? We got one family pet, Buddy the dog. Buddy the dog. Buddy's been in a few videos. He's the man. He's got a little tumor above his eye, which is sad.
We won't have a pet for very much longer.
He's a little cyclops. Or wait, Three Eyes isn't cyclops.
Triceratops. He's a triclops.
Triceratops.
Yeah, he's a triceratops.
He's got a horn in his head. The longer it grows, the more horn-like it's going to be.
True. When I came back, I was like, that thing got a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's grown, man. It's sad. But I think the more it grows outward, the less it's grown inward. Because it's right above his brain, which I don't think is a good place for a tumor to be.
True. And I think the tumor's like, oh, that's a brain there. I need to grow away from that.
Yeah, wait.
That's probably not a good thing to go near that.
Wait a second.
It's a considerate tumor.
Yeah.
The tumor's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go away from your brain.
I'm slowly going to overtake your body, but I'll keep you alive.
Yeah. He's just going to be all tumor eventually.
That's the thing, man. All dogs have tumors. He's an old dog, so.
True.
He's had a great life. He is having a great life. He's still kicking it, man.
That's the thing.
Still kicking it.
I mean, every time everybody talks about the tumor, I'm like, dude, he's chilling.
Yeah, he's fine.
He doesn't mind it.
Buddy the dog. He should be the next guest episode.
He should. It'll be hard to get him to say anything.
Yeah, he's pretty shy.
He is very shy. I've been trying to teach him how to speak French.
How's that going?
Not good. I can't speak French.
Yeah. He's also racist to the French, so.
True. He doesn't like French people.
So how do you teach him if you don't know French yourself?
That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't know French.
Because you have to learn it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes it pretty tough.
Yeah. If any of y'all, any slaughters can teach our dog French.
Yeah. Let us know.
But yeah, no like personal dogs. Caleb is probably going to get a dog once Buddy moves on, which isn't going to be soon, by the way.
That'll be never.
That'll be never.
He'll live forever. I'm going to get a goldfish. And it will die.
You think you'll ever have a fish?
No. Fish are not really my kind of pets.
Yeah, me either.
I'll get a cat eventually, though.
We used to have a goldfish when we were younger.
Really? That's cool. A lizard. Would you ever get a lizard?
Caleb had a lizard at his old apartment.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
And then we were moving to Nashville, and he was like, I think I'm gonna let it into the wild.
That's cool.
And
I probably got eaten immediately.
definitely did not. It was like, when is the food gonna be dropped down here?
Just a raccoon swallows it up. Yeah.
When do I get fed?
Yeah. That's so sad. It's still waiting out there. Still waiting to get fed.
ZombieX says, is the dress black or blue or white or gold? Black and blue or white or gold? Lanny or Laurel? Lanny, isn't that it? Lanny or Laurel?
Yeah, it was a Yanny.
Yanny and Moral.
Yanny and I think it was
Yanny
Laurel.
and Laurel.
Yeah.
Sammy
Danny.
Borel. Slam Low.
Danny Laurel.
Slam Blam.
Yeah.
Danny and Borel.
Yeah.
Borel.
Rough Macho. Karate Kid movie coming out.
Karate Kid movie. You're a big Karate Kid guy. I know you're excited for that.
Yeah, I'm
I see
really
you doing the
excited.
moves in your room sometimes because you kind of leave the door slightly cracked.
And then you
I'll be
like-
walking by and I'll look in there and you'll be like,
Yeah. I do
you have a little-
the crane move.
you set up a little water bottle on your desk and you're like, yeah.
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 Because I can use the force as Karate Kid.
Yeah, because I heard the new Karate Kid's got like Star Wars themes. There's Jedi in it.
That's what I heard too. Lightsabers making a comeback. Somebody in my Discord said lightsabers are making a comeback. I don't know what was the context of that, but they just said it. So
Lightsabers are making a comeback.
yeah, so I think I'm going to start telling everybody that. Guys, lightsabers are making a comeback.
Guys,
They're coming back.
they're coming back. We're going to start bringing them to grocery stores now.
Yeah. I don't need to bring my AK-47 open carry into the Walmart anymore. I can just bring my
bring a
lightsaber.
lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly. What was the question?
Would a lightsaber block bullets? Like lightsaber versus AK-47?
Well, so this is a thing that I've thought about. The lightsaber can block the blaster.
Laser bullets.
Yeah, the laser bullets, which makes sense, but it requires such a high level of skill to be able to do that. And also, I feel like the only reason they're able to do that is because they're using the force to be able to reach the bullets, because those bullets are moving so fast. Like you can't dodge a bullet in real life, or even like in the Star Wars universe, you can't dodge a bullet. So they have
Star
to
Wars
be.
bullets are slower than machine gun bullets. Like
That's
they look
true.
pretty slow, you know?
I guess that's true, but
I
still,
wouldn't be able to dodge it.
like I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to react to it and dodge it because people still get shot. So like I feel
Nobody
like
ever gets shot in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, true. If it's stormtroopers shooting it, yeah, true. But like the fact that they can hit all of the bullets means that they're using some sort of force involved. So I feel like if you are a Jedi and you have the power of the force, you probably would be able to block maybe not machine gun bullets, but you'd be able to block a couple pistol shots. Like somebody takes out a pistol and fires up a couple rounds, and then you just like. If you're a Jedi, I feel like you should be able to do that. And I think it would just disintegrate the bullet. I feel like that's my thought process. What do
I
you
think that's a good thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of funny thinking of like Jedi comes to Earth and there's just some like hillbilly guy from Alabama brings out an AK, just
Yeah.
all right, there he goes.
Yeah, or like Jedi comes down, lands at O Block, just gets lit up.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious. Jedi goes to O Block. Dude, there's O Block is basically just like a tourist attraction now at this point. Like there's so many YouTube videos where people go there and they're like, British guy goes to O Block.
That's so
meets
funny.
gangsters. And they just walk around and like film. It's just like, it's crazy that it's become kind of more of a
What's
tourist
that?
thing.
In LA, what's the like homeless strip?
Oh, Skid Row?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also a thing. Just driving in the car and going down Skid Row. Tim Dillon made a funny joke about how like whenever he has relatives over, he wants to give them a tour of LA and just drive them down Skid Row.
Yeah.
Just like, I want to see LA. Just take them down Skid
Yeah.
Row. There's people banging on the door as they're driving by.
You're getting chased by a homeless guy with a fork. A fork that only has 2 prongs out of 3 on it. Yeah. That would not be chill as a Jedi. I'd be like, dude, send me back to where the fuck I came from. I don't want to be on Earth. That's for sure.
I wonder if Star Wars is actually happening up there
For sure.
right now.
For sure, 100%. Because
If there are aliens, then yes.
Well, for sure there's aliens. For sure. But also, what's your take on Neil deGrasse Tyson? I don't think this is his theory, but like it's just something that I've heard him say. But what's your take on the infinite universe theory, that the universe is so big that there are infinite possible
Parallel universes.
Yeah, not necessarily parallel universes.
Yeah, well,
but
if it's infinite, then there is a world exactly like ours where everything's
what I'm
happened
saying.
leading up to this point. But this time,
that's exactly.
I moved the guitar a little bit.
Exactly. That's how big the universe is that there's a world.
Well, that's the thing, dude. If it's infinite, then that is true.
Yeah.
It has to be true.
True.
Because it's infinite.
True. If the universe is infinite.
Yeah.
That's the thing that is very
And
hard
it's
to grasp.
expanding at all times.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really hard to wrap your head around is the fact that if it is infinite, that genuinely means that there is no ending. Like every single possible solution, which means that it's not even a number that your brain can wrap your head around, because from the moment you were born, every single variable leading up to that, up to the point where you're alive right now, changed in every single possible way, and that's just you. So that's an infinite number of possibilities just in your timeline. Then you multiply that by every other person on the planet who has had some sort of small variable changing. It's infinite in all directions. You know what I mean? It's infinite in every possible scenario. Like this scenario, this could move, that could move. Your shirt could be green. You know, the camera could be slightly forward. It could be out of focus. Everything.
I think you're doing a good job explaining it, but a better way is just go watch Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse.
True. Go watch Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse.
And you can learn about the infinite theory of expansions.
That's basically how that works.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Is that a proven thing? Is the universe infinite, or do you think that it could end somewhere?
Yeah, no, I think there's like, you ever been in a corporate office before? I think there's a ceiling with the little square tiles, and then every like eighth tile you have a little LED light. So there's a ceiling above us, and then the walls, no windows. There's walls. They're pretty far, a few light years away, but there are corporate office walls, and then the ground.
That's the end of the universe.
Yeah, well, the ceiling's popcorn ceiling as well.
Right. Okay.
Don't forget that.
Popcorn ceiling and drop ceiling.
Yeah, and the ground is very thin carpet.
Ah. Yeah.
So,
and that's
you know.
the corner of the universe.
Yep.
And all four corners of the universe has a room like that. It's like the back rooms. Yeah, we just figured it out, guys.
You know, at some point, because I used to want to be a scientist, and I got really into these things, and I developed a few theories myself. Currently, waiting on getting those published.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have a book out?
Yeah, medical papers have been published, a few, and then I was like, this is getting a little boring. So
And then they sued you for medical malpractice. But that's unrelated.
that is don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
That doesn't actually
ever
have
again.
anything to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah. Please don't ever bring you brought up a really sore subject. It's difficult for me to move on.
Sorry.
But yeah. Also, I was thinking that you were gonna wait until episode 30 to start making the transition between music and science. But I like how you decided 29.
A little early.
Yeah. So guys, I think most of them are here for science.
Yeah.
Which is good because we're gonna start making the shift.
So why did you get sued for medical malpractice?
And I think that's gonna wrap it up. Now, Felix, rap, go.
Rapping and stacking and flipping and making it happen and rapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Forever Green rap song coming soon.
It's just normal Forever Green, and then it goes into rapping and stacking and flipping and flapping.
The ground falls, my heart flutters. People are like, yes, that's so good, man.
Dude,
we needed more spoken
word
bullshit from you, dude.
We
needed
love
that.
the spoken word. That's true art, man.
Yeah, man, I love spoken
That's
word.
true art. Remove all those instruments, please.
If there's one thing that I think always makes a song better, it's just talk over the song. Just randomly start fucking talking.
Guy or girl talk.
Yeah, and even better if it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah.
Because then it's just actual talk.
Yeah, just talking. But you talk in like a way that's kind of has a specific cadence to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it kind of builds goosebumps on the listener's arms.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I don't like this at all, actually. This is horrible.
Don't like how close you are to the mic right now.
Yeah, it's really unsettling. And everybody will be like, yes, this is so good. We need more of this.
Apparently everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm the outlier here.
Yeah. I'm the only one who doesn't like that, apparently.
I'm the only one who likes rhyming and melodic, singing the key, and
yeah.
I like
almost like the thing that we've been doing for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we've called music for hundreds of years. Yeah. That's weird.
Let us know, chat. Are you into the spoken word?
Yeah. Are you into that Shakespeare bullshit? Are you down with that Shakespeare bullshit? Let us know down in the comments below. I always hated learning about Shakespeare in school. I feel like it was so boring.
Really?
Yeah. Because he'd be like, so now you need to translate these 4 words into like Shakespeare fucking lingo. Now translate them back into real English so you can understand them. It's like, why? I don't want to have to read a whole play. First of all, I don't want to have to read a play in general, but I want to have to read a whole play just to have to translate every single line and be like, what actually even is this guy talking about right here?
He is the GOAT. You can't deny it.
He's the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just kind of have to say that because that's what like... You're like, if you know anything about writing, you got to study Shakespeare. He's a great storyteller. I'll say that.
He's the GOAT, bro.
He comes up with great stories, but
I actually really don't like how you brought this up.
Yeah.
Have you not seen my posters? The nude photos of Shakespeare on my wall.
Yeah.
Slodgers, we're gonna wrap this one up. Be sure to go in the comments of the YouTube video, and we will definitely answer it. Don't think of blasting. We're the person we never, because we're gonna answer yours.
We're gonna answer it within 8 episodes.
Within 8 episodes, it will be answered. And be sure to go hop on the Discord and send in a call-in. We really like the call-ins. The call-ins are fun.
They're fun
because we just get to hear your human voice. It's nice to know that there's humans behind the screen.
True, yeah. Because sometimes I forget. Is there humans watching this?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's all just robots.
Maybe it's all AI.
And if you are a human, leave a comment down in the comments below that says, "I'm a human," and then just to be a little funny thing, put a little robot emoji.
Oh.
See, that'd be fun.
Let's give them a moment to laugh.
That's funny. So yeah, say, "I'm a human," robot emoji. Because they're human.
So that's good. And that's a little thing called comedy. And we're gonna be easing into it because we don't want to say the big jokes yet, but we want to ease y'all and start getting used to the comedic stuff from us.
True. There is so much footage of us talking on the internet. We're gonna be so easy to recreate with AI.
Totally. I'm kidding. I'm just joshing you.
I'm joking.
And here comes the mandolin, everybody.
I'm joking.
Here comes the mando. It's time. We've reached the Mando threshold. Mando threshold over under an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Let's put your bets, guys. Today. Ooh, Thunder.
Play tonight?
No, Thunder on the finals.
Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. We can talk about how our city's about to get the basketball trophy.
The Larry O'Brien.
Basketball trophy. There you go. They get rings.
The Lombardi.
They get rings.
Yeah. The Stanley Cup.
Yeah, Thunder's about to win the Stanley Cup with our hockey team, the Oklahoma City Tree Leaves.
Yeah.
Maple Leaves. Oklahoma City Maple Leaves.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I hope nobody's used that already.
That would suck.
That would suck.
Well, Canada's not big into hockey, so we're probably chilling.
Yeah, Oklahoma's really like the main place for
Maple
hockey. Yeah.
And hockey. Maple and hockey.
True.
And hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey.
I don't like hoppy, but I like hockey. Yeah. We need to end this episode right now.
Oh, like hockey.
Well, guys, hopefully this microphone has been working this whole episode.
Yeah, or else you got scammed.
We're going to have to restart this episode, and starting with our... this doing podcasts really wipes you out.
It does.
Our jobs are so hard.
We have it so hard.
We have it so hard, guys. So be sure to go donate. Just send us money. Don't even get anything.
Send us money.
Just donate money.
Donate to support the Slodge.
Yeah.
Donate to the Slodge Fund.
We have a GoFundMe, and it literally just says, need it.
Need it. Like it, love it, need it, want to have it.
Your money.
Yeah. Need your money. Give us your money.
See y'all next episode. Be sure to drop some comments so it's not just us blabbering the whole time.
Yeah. Ask us questions down the questions section of the Discord section. Questions. And call-ins.
Call-ins.
And buy some merch.
And buy some merch. And ice.
Buy some ice.
Keep on rocking in the free world. We sell ice on the website, guys.
sell ice.
We're selling ice $4 a cube.
Yep.
$4 a cube, and it might be in the form of liquid when it reaches your house.
I was at the store and they were selling circular, like spherical ice for like a lot of money.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we need to get on that trend.
Unbelievable. How do you get into this? How do you get into the ice retail world?
Yeah, how do I get into the shaped ice retail world? How do I get my shaped ice into department stores near you?
Thunder.
Minecraft.
Minecraft Thunder.
Thunder.
See
that must be why it's called the Oklahoma City Thunder, because it's thunder outside.
And let's give them time to laugh by ending the episode so they can laugh for a whole week until the next episode.
Yeah, you're going to be laughing for a long time.